This has been an absolutely horrible morning for Donald Trump. You have Trump Attorney General Pam Bondi testifying before the House Judiciary Committee. That hearing has gone off the rails as Pam Bondi's just ranting and raving and yelling, and it's just completely unhinged behavior. She refused to look at the survivors standing behind her. I'll go over what's going down there. We also learned how the Trump regime shut down the airspace over El Paso, Texas, and they shut it down for 10 days, and then they reversed course and stopped the shutdown of the airspace. This is unprecedented. It's like never happened in like American history where the airspace over a major city just gets shut down, and they shut it down for a 10-day period. Shouldn't bury the lead right there. So it turns out the Department of Defense got into a fight with the FAA, and the Department of Defense was going to be testing these lasers to go after drones in Mexico, and they didn't give notice to the FAA. And when the FAA learned that these laser tests were taking place above El Paso, they then shut it down. They got into a whole fight. Then they reversed course, and then after abruptly shutting down the airspace, they reopened the airspace. We'll go into that as well on this video. And also, it was interesting. You had some decent jobs numbers for the month of January, although when you look into the data, it says that they hadn't been able to really collect the data accurately because of the weather. But to me, the bigger story right now is the downward revisions for 2025. This is a disaster. 1 million less jobs than originally reported by the Trump regime from the new downward revisions. And so 2025 was an absolute bloodbath for jobs. Remember, every time the Trump regime would tout a good report, oh, we've created 150,000 jobs this month or 175,000 jobs this month. And there were some months that clearly were job losers those months. Well, there are 4 months now that we know where jobs were actually lost. Overall, almost no jobs were created in all of 2025. And that's why when I hear, oh, there were jobs created in January of 2026, these downward revisions have been so massive. Again, 1 million less jobs basically that were created than were originally reported last year. I know, call me a skeptic, but I ain't buying it because I know what the people are really experiencing out there. You know, Donald Trump this morning, though, I guess trying to change the topic. He doesn't want to talk about any of this. He started posting photos of himself and Mike Tyson and 50 Cent and Michael Jackson and Diddy. And he posted these photos to say that it shows that black people like him. I guess that's what he's trying to show by these photos in a video where he's saying, look, the black community likes me, because he's posting photos of Michael Jackson, 50 Cent, Mike Tyson, and Diddy. Okay. Well, that then brings us to the hearing of Pam Bondi, where she's just been like yelling the whole time. I'll just show you what's going on. I'll do a longer video on Pam Bondi's hearing, but just to give you a sense of it, because it's just so utterly obnoxious and so vile. She refused to look at the survivors and the victims who were there. I showed that in the prior video I did on Jamie Raskin's opening statement. But here you have Congress member Nadler asking her a basic question. How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? She starts like screaming at Nadler. Watch what goes down. Play this clip.
So I really have just one question for you. How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
First, you showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No, you're going to
theatrics
answer the question the way I asked it.
Chairman Jordan, I'm not going to get in the gutter with these people, but I'm going to answer the question.
How many have you indicted?
Again, the time belongs to
claiming my time.
The time belongs.
I think it's very interesting.
Claiming my time.
I think it's very interesting.
You can reclaim your
talks
time.
about they indicted. The president said they indicted him twice.
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock and restore his time.
Okay, here we go with these theatrics.
The time belongs to the gentleman from New York.
You have Congresswoman Jayapal ask a very basic question. Like, you see the survivors there. Can you turn around and apologize to them and acknowledge them? Watch what takes place. Let's play it.
To the survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand. And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand. Attorney General Bondi, you apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information?
Congresswoman, you sat before Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
Attorney General Bondi,
No, can I finish my answer?
No, I'm going to reclaim my time because I asked you a specific question that I would like you to answer, which is, will you turn to the survivors? This is not about anybody that came before you. It is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that it has done to the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them and apologize for what your Department of Justice has done.
Members get to ask the questions, the witness gets to answer in the way they want to answer. The Attorney General can
That's
respond.
not accurate, Mr. Chairman.
Because she doesn't like the
my
answer.
time.
So,
Mr. Chairman,
why
I have asked
didn't she ask Merrick Garland this?
I am reclaiming my time, and when I
will
reclaim my
continue to
time,
answer.
it is
Mr. Chairman, the gentlelady has reclaimed her
I'm not going
time.
to get in the gutter for her theatrics.
The time belongs to the gentlelady. The gentlelady has 17 seconds.
Thank you. You're not going to answer this question, so let me just
Chairman,
say this.
I'll direct it to
what
you.
a massive
No, I'm
cover-up.
answering a
Mr.
question.
Chairman, will you restore her time? The witness is
I'm not going to
interrupted.
get in the gutter with this woman.
Stop the
She's
time
doing theatrics.
and let me have my time.
The gentlelady from Washington controls the time. The gentlelady has 17 seconds. You can proceed with your final
Thank you.
17 seconds.
What a massive cover-up this has been and continues to be. Donald Trump made the release of the Epstein files the center of his political campaign because he thought it would benefit him. Then you got into office, Attorney General, claimed to have a client list, only to then say that there was no list. Your deputy, Todd Blanche, met alone with Ghislaine Maxwell and transferred her to a minimum security prison. And now you continue the cover-up. And I wish that you would turn around to the survivors who are standing right behind you and on a human level,
Chairman,
Chair now recognizes the chair.
and what you have done.
Time of the gentlelady expired. The gentlelady, you have no time to yield back. We appreciate that. We appreciate the thought.
Then you have Pam Bondi attacking Jamie Raskin and saying, "You're a washed up lawyer. You're a washed up lawyer." So bizarre. Here, play this clip.
I mean, you can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
Time, and I should get back at least 45 seconds.
We will give you a few more seconds. I said that already.
45 seconds.
Okay.
Let's face it, after a night with drinks, I don't bounce back the next day like I used to. I have to make a choice. I can either have a great night or a great next day. That is until I found pre-alcohol. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic Drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's a buildup of this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for rough days after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. Every time I have pre-alcohol before drinks, I notice a difference the next day. Even after a night out, I can confidently plan on having a great next day without worrying. Ready to try it? Go to zbiotics.com/Meidas now. You'll get 15% off your first order when you use Meidas at checkout. Plus, it's backed by a 100% money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. Subscriptions are also available for maximum consistency. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/Meidas and use the code Meidas at checkout for 15% off.
And watch this exchange between Attorney General Pam Bondi and Democratic Congresswoman Lofgren. Again, Pam Bondi's behavior, it's so unhinged. I would say it's so unbecoming of the office, but she's involved in a cover-up of a child sex trafficking ring. She's supporting pedos. So what the hell do you expect from somebody like this? Here, play this clip.
Attorney General can respond.
I find it interesting that she keeps going after President Trump, the greatest president in American history. And if they could maintain their composure, this isn't a circus, this is a hearing. I find it interesting she keeps going after Donald Trump. She doesn't say how much money she took from Reid Hoffman, did you? None. And nor did
Mr.
she
Chairman,
post
regular
anything.
order, please.
She
Regular
posted
order.
nothing on her X account,
Gentlelady.
on her Twitter account during the Biden years.
Gentlelady.
Yet now,
There
all
was
of
no
a sudden,
question
she's going
asked.
after
Committee will be in
point of
order.
There was no
Committee will be
question
in
on
order.
you, Attorney General. She doesn't just get to.
Committee will be in order.
I have a point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Committee will be in order.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Gentlelady can state her point of order.
When a witness attacks,
Not a valid point of order. You got to state.
She hasn't completed her point of order yet. Please let her speak, Mr. Chairman. Let's have some regular order here.
Regular order is you got to state the rule. And she
I am
didn't do it.
trying to make a point of order that the witness,
And what rule are you referring to?
without responding to a question, has attacked me personally. I think it's pathetic that she can't answer the questions and
First
instead
time
is attacking
that is not even close
members
to a
of the
point of
committee.
order. The gentleman from Wisconsin is recognized.
More from Pam Bondi right here. And she's like, how do you attack the greatest president ever? I mean, these are the most pathetic people. Can we just talk about what you're doing, Bondi? You're covering up a child sex trafficking ring. Okay. You've turned the Department of Justice into a RICO sex trafficking operation, essentially based on covering up for all these rich, powerful people. Here, play this clip.
The time is yours.
Thank you. First, he brought up the president saying they indicted me twice. They sure did. They tried to impeach him twice. And you, Mr. Nadler, were one of the leads on the impeachment. I was on the other side. I lived that with you. During impeachment, you said the president conspired, sought foreign interference in the 2016 election. Robert Mueller found no evidence, none, of foreign interference in 2016. Have you apologized to President Trump? Have you apologized to President Trump, all of you who participated in those impeachment hearings against Donald Trump?
And I'll just show you that powerful moment at the beginning where Congresswoman Jayapal asked the survivors to stand up. Let's play this clip right here.
To the survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand. And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand.
I think it's also, interesting to note that while we talk about how she's disgracing the DOJ right there, just how bad the FBI is being run right now by Kash Patel. Did you see that they picked up a guy named Carlos, a delivery guy, who was detained in connection with the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping? And then his mother-in-law first spoke. It's like, well, my son-in-law has nothing. We don't even know who Nancy Guthrie is. What are you even doing? Why are you taking my son-in-law? And then we heard from Carlos, and Carlos was like, dude, I was just driving my car. And they started following me. I don't even know who the Guthries are. This is what the Trump FBI has become. A complete and utter embarrassment. Here, play this clip.
No, I don't know anything.
You were like, where is this coming from?
How did they come up on you?
I don't know.
Like, what, were you just driving around?
Yeah, working.
Yeah, they said you're delivering DoorDash?
GLS.
Oh.
How'd they pull up on you? Like,
Nah, I pulled up with them. They were following me. Yeah, they were following me. Miranda. These people, this is Santa Cruz County, and Miranda was down here. It's like, come on, 2 and 2.
and so then when they
Now, the latest NBC News poll has Trump's rating on immigration tumbling as Americans lose confidence in his, shouldn't even be his top issue. That's just such a corporate news framing of it. In a double-digit shift, 49% of adults strongly disapprove how Trump has handled border security and immigration, up from 38% strong disapproval last summer and 34% in April. And then his overall approval rating from this NBC poll, again, in the tank, in the 30s, 39% approve, 61% disapprove. This is how MS Now, our friends at MS Now were reporting it this morning about what went down with this temporary closure. It was supposed to be for 10 days over El Paso, where they shut down the airport there and they shut down all of the airspace because the Department of Defense was going to be testing lasers as perhaps part of, the invasion that Trump's been threatening of Mexico. And they didn't alert the FAA, and the FAA found that these lasers were going to be tested, anti-drone lasers in the United States. And well, if you do those lasers, you're going to be shooting down our planes. Watch how this is described on MS Now. Here, play this clip.
Now, a congressional official with knowledge of the matter is telling MS Now the cause of the shutdown was a lack of communication between the Pentagon and the FAA. The official told us the FAA and DOD are, quote, not in clear communications with each other. Going on to say, FAA shut down because of their concerns about DOD counter-drone activity in the area. DOD says that isn't necessary. The two need to talk and get on the same page. As for the reason behind all of this, a congressional official is telling MS Now the U.S. military was planning to test a high-energy laser that could be used against drones that was going to be tested at a military base in the El Paso area. The source said that the FAA shut down the airspace due to safety concerns.
And then finally, I just want to say that our hearts go out to all the people in Canada right now, in Tumbler Ridge. For our American audience, I hope everybody knows what's going on here because it's incredibly tragic. A horrible shooting at a high school in British Columbia in Tumbler Ridge. Here's the statement from Prime Minister Carney, and 9 dead, if you include the shooter, 10 dead. Over 25 injured. Prime Minister Carney says, I'm devastated by today's horrific shooting in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia. My prayers and deepest condolences are with the families and friends who have lost loved ones to these horrific acts of violence. I join Canadians in grieving with those whose lives have been changed irreversibly today, in gratitude for the courage and selflessness of the first responders who risked their lives to protect their fellow citizens. Our ability to come together in crisis is the best of our country, our empathy, our unity, and our compassion for each other. I have connected with Premier Eby to express my condolences, and with the Ministers of Public Safety, Gary Ansandanskari, who is coordinating the federal response. Our officials are in close contact with their counterparts to ensure the community is fully supported as best we can. The government of Canada stands with all British Columbians as they confront this horrible tragedy, and our hearts go out to everybody in Canada today, especially those in Tumbler in British Columbia. It's been a major priority for us to launch Meidas Canada, and all of the Canadians who I'm friends with, and and it's all of you in the Maple Meidas. So our heart goes out to you today. That's all. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.